time of the year, everybody you meet will tell you Afisha Pa, Merry Christmas, and we all send well wishes to ourselves, thanking God for a successful end of the year, and we all look forward to Christmas. But Christmas is characterized by something, shopping, and it's great when you go out to town to buy some things for you, your friends, and your loved ones. Today on Business Fix, we want to explore the market and look at the current retail prices. Christmas shopping, how much is enough to shop for the Christmas? We spoke to some vendors in the Dome market to give you a very fair idea about prices, what you should expect as you go into the market to buy for your family and your loved ones. So if you are very interested in what to buy, where to buy from, and how much you should be budgeting for your Christmas spending, this conversation on Business Fix today is for you. Let's take a listen. With Christmas just around the corner, markets are buzzing with last-minute shoppers eager to stock their pantries for the festivities. For many, it's a time to spread the joy by gifting groceries to friends and loved ones. Today on Business Fix, we'll explore current retail prices of food and groceries. We visited the Dome market to speak with traders about the cost of food and what shoppers can expect to get for a minimum of 200 cedis.
Konko we no 50 cedi and a green one so no konko ni 20 cedi eba olunka na 30 cedi opo no olunka 70 cedi na red one 50 cedi na bucket a share bucket 100 cedi opa last price 80 cedi and a green one bucket near 40 cedi. Yes, I will be for my put up 500 and I'll be and the money for a year. So we put there 500 and they offer 200 and from the close to the quiet. Yeah, close the wire, you have wired, and one also wired 500. If you are betting, you will buy over 7,000. This one day I want to. Yes, so no. Canasa. It's a bonnet. That is 500. You can about to be a want to be big a crowd when the jack a crowd. The 200 a day. And coffee. Any man with one bees. It's a nonsense to the one day, not every car. By us, find this a 1 month media back from. As you say, bought a ton of 65. And a Bible 60. And said the almost artist until about 55. And a gallon 25 liters. And said every year about 9.5. By 9 said yes, 8 minutes. And I wanted dear, and by this time they are going to abandon. And would dear, Ayana. The time and sees any boy agency and also 40 back we are 40 cities and a medium. I had 22 and I keep on 50 a piano by Brown dear as 7.5 rather than American. Now, bees and also soon I said an only boy a drink by Cecilia and also saw a buffon. First, say, I send away Munya Crown. Banyane be 18 cities. By Cecilia Abana Niger no Cecilia so no so na say na 15 cities 14 cities. By Cecilia 10 cities. Nigeria just alone can 60 cities. I said the only boy drink by Cecilia be here. You want to buy a large quantity? Madam, I went to me per se I'm buying just fish. Just salmon fish. And I have to take 50 cities. see, weigh 100 cities. Weigh 100 cities. And I weigh 15. If you know, if I was 100 cities, I thought I was 100. Maybe I go for 2 and 1. Because here is 60 cities. 60 days. So imagine 200 dollars. 200 is Canasa. 200 don't toast the name go to the best color 200 asa. The 500 in the crown bono. Sister. 500 crown. So it may be depending send here. Don't do anything. Who want to go home my open managing the account and a general crowd here for her flower.
Well, then about 3,000. Back 25 kilo and a half, 50 kilo. Oh. And yeah, I will give a basket, all your basket, I will go to 33 minutes, 34 minutes. I didn't see that. I didn't see this.
I don't market. Sisia, you can listen. Send a market now, custom wire then. Okay, that's 200 to describe, but Unyan is senior. Open here. Say, I'm 5 kilos same. You will be an enable. Your 100 cities range, your 90 cities near range. It's 90 cities. Now imagine when 90 cities there, Nibia. Now on your 6 months, Nibi, your 1.1 30 cities. And also, on your now the town on your macro 14 cities via macro 14 cities there, or your 20 min maso for the offer. See, a bit depending the wow customer no a bit okay. Also, you want okay, such as one. That one comes with a cost. So as I said, we offer such as ones, you know, I better just offer chicken, offer beef, offer goats, you know, but so the local one, which is why local one, you bet me I'll make a mouth. Ya mixi bisu to ha o wan ka sawo to abuka koyam ka ta no ya shane 20 madre 40 cedis 20 cedis 10 cedis e be ma into blend ya say stew se na mo bi abet me dia e so as by such as one so e dia it's only a 15 I can say na be 6 cedis 7 cedis it's up to 20 cedis I don't think so opeke say na obenya de ope
so no abusuan for be 5 to konku ye so no nya so to ba
somebody down, feel good down. Somebody down after blowing your money. They will put 1,000 and 1,500. And nobody down there. Now 1 week, more dollars in there. Yes, I won't go on there. Nobody down. What do you mean? Say, won't go on person with me to life 5 minutes. Then you have 1 week, let me ask you. I have 1 person. Where 140. Where 86. Where 86.
I get one big tomatoes, I mean kilo size. Mackerel, 1 bag of fries with me. This size of the rice and spices. You can get Maggi as well too, and other seasons. That's true.
Prices are still the same. Since the dollar rate has reduced to 40, it's still the same. The market women are still selling their products the same prices. So I don't know if the next year or God willing the next year that will be coming, we'll be having prices coming down. Some of the market will then they also have to come into our shoes because they are also buying and they are also selling.
One person 40 no pa. Who was said, "Would the compuna be she was sena obey na man 30 no pa." Me the compuna baby was sena may na man.
In there 1 week to go in a jabba market.
Yeah, a jamma, she shenny and men I did in our woman. For 4 companies says Casemino. Aba from my judgment and said, yes, she to say, any case
it could be blue now, it could jack.
And I near man, so we know funny and Tony can say, yeah, what about that? No one said that you have wow, that's fair, funny. Oh, any rice 5 kg. In our oil, 1 kg, 1 liter oil. Venya tin tomatoes, venya mackerel, venya spices. The 200 cedis, this way is down for essence.
From 28 to see the first, but the 200 can come in. You will be for where sorted.
Let's say they are Opelo. If they are for that very moment, 25th, maybe rice will be better, but say tomatoes, other things.
Market prices. We'll bring you more on this so that you understand how much you should spend. But from our conversations, one thing we learned is that 200 cedis may not get you much in the market, but budgets for about 500 cedis, it will get you something substantial for you and your family, and so that you too can enjoy the Christmas. A 5 kilo bag of rice, some tomatoes, some peppers, some onions, and maybe a live fowl, because it is Christmas and we know that a lot of people love to eat the fresh ones, not more of the cold store ones. But these are some of the prices you should be seeing in the market. So go with some 500 cedis. You'd come home with something that you and your family will enjoy so much this Christmas. But we wish you a very Merry Christmas. Afishapa to you. That's all for Business Fix this morning on ABC in the morning. We'll take a short break. When we are back, the main discussion begins. Welcome back. Still watching ABC in the morning live on ABC News GH. Heading straight into our main discussion for today. Over the weekend, what happened? NPP wins 7 out of 9 disputed parliamentary seats after recoalition amidst concerns of rejection by the NDC. You remember earlier in the show, I read to you why the EC decided that there would be a recoalition of the results. And in the recoalition, the NPP has secured 7 out of 9 outstanding parliamentary seats in the 2024 election recoalition conducted on Saturday, December 21. The exercise saw 7 seats flipped from the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, to the NPP. These seats include Nswamadu Ejri, Obuasi East, Ahafo South, Ahafo North, Okaikwe Central, Techiman South, and Tema Central. The recoalition was necessitated by an Accra High Court ruling directing the Electoral Commission to finalize results in the disputed constituencies. Let us take you back to Saturday so that you can also abreast yourself with what transpired at the recoalition.
This Salma Dweji constituency, after the final collation, total vote cast 59,779, total rejected ballots 473, valid vote cast 59,000. 306. Based on the statistics that we did on the value broadcast, I know compare Frank had 29,640, Patrick Tete 92, Fumi Philibert Amendope 29,433, Golo Kofi 61, Mustafa Rashid 80. So by the power invested in me as return officer for Samuel Beji constituency, I do hereby declare Frank.
After the collation on the 8th of this month,
Louder.
meeting the committee and the consideration, we have come out with the correct Abuaji and then independent candidate, Ajay also a free year.
Louder.
And these are the results.
Please, that Abuaji and Samuel, pick party.
Patrick is Abuaji Adam Senti, Samuel Abuaji, NDC, and then Ajay also a free year. Independent candidates. And these are the results.
Commission doesn't have pin sheets, and so how do you now use pin sheets belonging to the opponent or to the other side? How do we verify in our absence? And so we came in and they had already proceeded with about 28 or some 25 polling stations. I don't think we are going to be a part of this. No.
So we are working out.
Oh, yes, why not? Because if the EC is to provide us with pin sheets, then we'll go. But they have admitted right from the start that they could only make provision for 165, which all three parties have already collated. So at this juncture, how do you bring in pin sheets from the NPP and begin collating it for the NDC side to accept it? I think this is daylight robbery and it has to stop. I don't think Jimesa wants peace in this country.
When the EC was using their pin sheets to collate, the gentleman talking, what is happening, he said it's what? Everybody should know. He came and allowed this gentleman came there and took the EC pin sheet. And took the EC pin sheet. He was captured on he took everything.
Charge of that is our point. Let the arrow make his decisions and take charge of the process. Don't interfere. No, my brother, please. Right from the beginning, you see him taking charge of the process. Let him stand down. There's not been any problem yet. The arrow has not begun his work. Let him do his work. If there's any consultation we need from you or clarification, then you come in. You don't start to commandeer the process and give instructions like you did before. Because it was based on your instructions that all of this have happened. If anybody is complaining that the one who made the declaration is a Tema, well, you were the one who made that instruction by your own admission. If you go back and you read his petition, he said, I instructed.
You saw what transpired on Saturday. Earlier, you saw Irabna Obin and Naneke Uswefriye, both candidates in the Ablekuma North constituency. Irabna for the NDC, Naneke for the NPP. You would also recall that I mentioned that Ablekuma North is still suspended. The recollation hasn't been done yet at the moment. And then before we came back to studio, you saw Abby Bright of the NDC. She was the parliamentary candidate for Ablekuma Central. Let's take a look at the winners and then a breakdown of the results compared to the previous declaration, which the AC annulled due to some disruptions in the coalition process. Yes. So the 7 constituencies that have been won by the NPP after recoalition: Martin J. Mensah Kosa for the Techiman South, Charles Forson for Tema Central, Ajiman Prempe for Hafuanon North, Patrick Yalboama for Kaikwe Central, Frank Anodompe for the Nswama Dwedri, Patrick Boachi Yadom for Boise East, Elvis Mensah Dapa for Ahafuano South. But these are the constituencies that the NPP has won so far. However, there are some outstanding constituencies, and there are 2 constituencies Ablekuma North and Dom Kwabenya. In Ablekuma North, it is between the NPP's Nanekwe Uswe Friye and NDC's Irabna Obin. For Dom Kwabenya, NPP's Michael Aaron Kwe Jr. and Akrugu Faustina Elitlin of the NDC. So these are the two outstanding that we are looking forward to seeing very soon. Now let's look at some figures. In Nswama Dwedri, previously Frank Anodompre, the results that came for him was 9,917 votes, and Philibert Fume had 14,063 votes. In the recollated results, Frank Anodompre wins with 29,640 votes, whilst Fume Philibert trails behind with 29,433 votes. In Okaikwe Central, Patrick Yalboama initially had some 14,949 votes, while Abdullahi Abubakar Sadiq, popularly known as Baba Sadiq, had 15,383 votes. In the recollated results, Patrick Yalboama wins with 21,099 votes, while Baba Sadiq trails behind with 19,368 votes. For Boise East, Patrick Boachi Yadom initially had 18,539, while Samuel Abuaji had 18,558. When the recollation was done, there was a flip. Patrick Boachi Yadom has won the seat with 18,558 votes, while Samuel Abuaji trails behind with 18,539 votes. In Tema Central, initially Charles Forson had some 18,421 votes, while Ebi Brides garnered 18,539 votes. In the recollated results, Charles Forson now wins with 18,870 votes, while Ebi Bright trails behind with 18,815 votes. Now we will be looking in Ahafua North. Nana Ajiman Prempe wins with 20,353 votes, while Kwesi Edusei trails behind with 20,232 votes. In Ahafua North Southwest, Elvis Osei Dapa wins with 16,058 votes, while Abubakar Sadiq trails behind with, Elvis Osei Dapa won with 16,058 votes, while Abubakar Sadiq trails behind him with 15,372 votes. In Techiman South constituency, Martin Ejay Mensa Kosa won with 46,663, while Christopher Bayre trails behind with 43,429 votes. And these are the 7 out of the 9 constituencies that have been declared for the NPP after the recollation. Meanwhile, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, has firmly rejected the 7 recollated parliamentary results declared by the Electoral Commission. And in a statement released shortly after the recollation, NDC's General Secretary Fifi Fiabikwete characterized the process as unlawful. He called the process an unlawful process. In this, it means that the NDC are not happy about it, and he says that it is a manipulated result. Let's speak with lawyer Abraham Amaliba, director in charge of conflict resolution for the NDC, on this. And we also will be having conversations with Dr. Samuel Efriye, who is a political scientist at the Kumasi Technical University. Gentlemen, welcome to ABC in the Morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning to you and to your viewers.
Well, let me start with you, lawyer Amaliba. Your party has already released a statement. You call the process as both unlawful and manipulated. Recollation, the court gave them the right, the EC the right, the mandate to do the work as mandated by them. Earlier, the EC had also released reasons for which the recollation will be done. Key amongst those reasons was the fact that there were some declarations that were done under duress. Why is the NDC rejecting this recollated results?
Let me start by saying that there's state collusion to deny the NDC of the majority that we require, that is the 2/3. And I think the EC, together with other state institutions, are colluding so as to deny the NDC to have this majority. We are saying that once coalition has been done and results declared, the EC has no role to play any longer. All other issues would have to go to court for determination. If any candidate is dissatisfied with their manner and nature and how the coalition was done, the answer is not recoalition, for God's sake. The answer is proceed to court. My authority is Jim Mensah in Techima South matter. Why is the goalpost now changing? So the NDC will not accept these results. But I can say that just like it happened in 2020 when the NDC won parliamentary, and the EC, once again, together with state institutions, the military, denied the NDC majority by taking away some of the seats. So is it today that the EC, the army, the police have ganged up to take away NDC's 2/3.
But this is an issue of coalition. When you look at the EC statement, it states that some of the declarations were done when not all the results had come in. If I'm supposed to use 10 polling stations to declare a winner, and I have only 8 and I declare the winner, it obviously means that I don't have the full complement of the results to show that this person has won. This is still in the purview or the mandate of the EC, isn't it?
So you go to court and raise those issues. You go to court and raise those in some places. Obuasi is. Coalition was concluded. The MPP guy acknowledged his defeat because he was standing there when the NDC, his NDC colleagues' hands were raised. Then we are called to Accra again to do a similar exercise. In Fantiakwa, a similar thing happened. Coalition completed, results declared. I am not talking about areas where coalition was not concluded, but where coalition was concluded and declaration made. All those things that they are talking about, duress, cutlasses, pickaxe, are no more within the purview of the EC. Those are matters, if proven in court, can lead to overturning those results. That's why the courts are there. You don't, was Jim Mensah there? You don't act on hearsay. Who has cross-examined the guy who said that he was under duress? So a woman comes out and says she has been raped. And the answer is that jail the man. Wouldn't that woman be put under cross-examination? So who knows whether the man who told Jim Mensah that he has been forced to declare results was not lying to Jim Mensah. And Jim Mensah
in one of the constituencies, the returning officer, the officer that declared the results, was not the one stationed in the constituency for that declaration. Doesn't this also add up to the EC case?
Do you know that they have brought? Do you know that even in Accra here, with their so-called recoalition, those who are declaring results now are not the returning officers. Because the returning officers, some of them refused to attend and said they weren't going to be part of it. I am saying that when there is an issue and there is a rebuttal of those issues, your answer is to go to court. Then we will determine which of the two is speaking the truth. You don't take an administrative decision to do what he has done.
Okay. Now, I'll come back to you, but we're also joined by the third vice chairman of the NPP, Alhaji Masaudu Buga. Alhaji, you are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, my sister.
Yes. Alhaji, NPP, I will come back to you. Let me, well, a moment. Doc.
Oh,
yes, Doc, I know you were on the line first, but let me go back. Let me go to Alhaji and then I'll come back to you.
All right.
Yes. Alhaji, after recollation, NPP has won some 7 out of the 9 seats. Others say that you have manipulated the process. You're behind the EC manipulating the process for your candidate to win so that you destabilize the NDC's overwhelming majority in Parliament. What do you have to say to that?
Thank you, my sister. Before I will say a word, let me say hi to the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the Vice President and our presidential candidate for the 2024 general election, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and I greet all the listeners of ABC News. Yeah, you see, I can hear Doc speaking, but in overall words, the credibility of the entire NDC with their so-called intellectuals and doctors has to be put into question. You see, it has to be put into question. Look, the NDC and the entire Ghanaians are lucky for having Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to be the candidate of this election 2024, whereby this man was a peace, whereby this man is a peace man and earlier come out to concede defeat even before before the electoral commissioner did not even finish her collation. That is why today Ghanaians are enjoying this atmosphere of peaceful. If it wasn't that, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and it was another candidate, which I believe in my mind, if it wasn't Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, I think the attitude and the behavior, the juvenile behavior of the NDC today, Ghana should have turned to a blaze by now. Then let me send a caution to the NDC. The youth of Ghana today, the youth of Ghana, especially the MPP, we are calm. We are calm looking at them, not because they are so powerful than us, not because Ghana belongs to them. It is only because we need the peace in this country. Look, the only institution that has the right or the mandatory to declare, to collect and declare results legally, it is the Electoral Commission. Indeed, it is clear out there, those 419 declaration and false declaration by some of the EC officials that the NDC hooligans have put in fear and panic and attack the ECs to declare this forged declaration. Some of the NDC hooks have even asked, there is a place, there is a collation center in which the NDCs attacked EC and even attacked the parliamentary candidate of the MPPs, telling him that whether he should accept defeat or he should die. Why? It is clear that the NDC did not win. So all this declaration and collation, it is done forcefully. It is done by fear and panic. That is the reason why the Electoral Commission cannot overturn anybody results if you want. The NDC have over 180 something parliamentary candidate elect, why is it that the EC did not overturn those results? When you come to Upper East, the NDC have 11-11. When you come to Upper West, the NDC have 100%. Why is it that those regions, those constituencies, the EC did not overturn anybody's results? I think something is wrong with the NDC. Something is strongly wrong with the NDC. When the NDC talk, we will tell them that Ghana is belong to Ghanaians. The Parliament of Ghana is belongs to parliamentarians who are legally declared as their winners. If what the NDC want in Ghana from now to 7th January, I am telling you, the NDC will get it. We are strongly ready. We are ready for the NDC, whatever thing or whatever allegation that they are going to level it on the EC. The EC have declared the correct results. The EC have recollated, and those results those figures that the EC sent out and declared this parliament pieces. I think if the NDC have some issue about the figures, they should rather challenge it in the court of competent jurisdiction.
I'll come back to that. If the EC has issues, if the NDC has issues, they should challenge it in court. It's the same thing the NDC also says to the NPP. But I'll come back to both you and lawyer Maliba. Let me come to you, Dr. Friye. Dr. Friye.
Yes, Amna. Yes.
7 out of 9 disputed parliamentary seats. Now, after recollation, NPP has won 7 of it. Is this a reflection of the electorate's will, or is there a flaw in our electoral process?
Thank you, and also special greetings to Lawyer Maliba and also Chairman Uga, and also your cherished viewers as well. You know, Abena, it's unfortunate that we've got to this level of confusion about these 9 constituencies. And I've said it in certain platforms that the EC could have avoided this situation, because looking at all what went wrong in terms of coalition of results at the constituency level, and also the security aspect of all these constituencies, I think EC could have done better. At the same time, the security aspect of these centers could have been improved, because how these things happened was based on the security aspect of it, and where we have a lot of people trooping into the centers. There's nothing wrong with that, but maybe intruding into the process. And you see some, I think, Techimine scattered of ballot papers here and there and boxes and other things, physical confrontation and other things. All these things could have been avoided by the EC and the police. So that is for that. But here, we are not talking about who has won, or who has lost these seats. But the issue is that, was it done in the right process or the right manner? That is the major concern that we are looking here. If it has been the process where everything was done in the rightful way, I don't think that there's a problem. So here, I think that we need to look at what are the processes that went into it, and is it legally right for these things to be done? If not, then I think that the two parties has to seek redress at the law court, whether the right figures were churned out for those constituencies that has been declared by the EC. So I think that is what needs to be considered as such.
Dr. Friye, one of the things that the EC mentioned in its press statement regarding the reason why it halted coalition and did not uphold the declaration of some of the MPs was that you would see, like you said, security. You would see that issues of violence characterized most of it. The burning of ballot boxes, destroying of biometric verification devices and all of it, the officials who were assaulted and all. During the elections, would you agree with those who said that the military should have been deployed earlier than what we saw? The military should have been very visible during the coalition of all of the results.
Abraham, when you look at the involvement of military, I'm those people that are not inclined to that, because military has their own specific task to perform. And also you realize that the internal security is headed by the police, and I learned that Dampare assured Ghanaians that the police will be on the ground. And that is where I think that the police need to be blamed for this security aspect of those few centers that we are discussing. Because I think that even some of the police are even much, should I say, stronger than the Buffalo unit or the striking force. For them, they are also there. So for me, military involvement in the electoral process should be discarded, should not be considered as such, because I think that the police can do the job if they are ready to do it. I know that they all have systems in place, and I don't know whether EC was able to identify these hotspots, or there was no intelligence system by the police to know that, oh, this might happen. Because we realized that the last election there were some few involvement of the soldiers that resulted in some kind of confrontation and some death. So I don't think that it's advisable to let the military to be part of this process until when the police will invite them. Okay. So here, I think that the military should not be part of our electoral process. Right. When the need arrives, the police will get it done.
Okay, Dr. Friye, the military shouldn't be part of the electoral process until such a need arises. Let me go back to you, Lawyer Amaliba. The NDC, indeed, you have said that these are not results that you accept, but as the director in charge of conflict resolution, looking at some of the pockets of violence and destabilizations we saw earlier, we do not want that to continue in the process. What strategies is the party employing to address this dispute, barring any escalation of tensions or the hot-bloodedness of people to approach the issue?
At this stage, cool heads must take over. And at this stage, we need to have interactions that leads to peace and calmness. And that's why I'm worried that my colleague on the MPP side is throwing tantrums this morning and daring the NDC and asking the youth of the MPP. I think those type of talks should be condemned. You notice that when Doug was talking, he made a point that we should all resort to the law courts. That is how I expected these discussions to go. So as Director of Conflict Resolution, I think that cool heads must take charge of the process. We just have some few days for the swearing in, and nothing, absolutely nothing should be done to mar the process. I think that the unfairness, the lack of even-handedness on the part of the EC is what causes this. If 2020 you told the NDC parliamentarians led by Haruna Iddrisu that they should go to court on a similar coalition matters, what business do you have now collating again? As we speak, we have problems with Damango. We have problems with Suhum. Why is the EC not including those areas? Once again, the fairness the uneven nature of the EC's conduct is what is causing all this. So when we get an EC that agrees to play by the rules and does not shift the goalposts, most of these things won't have them. Most of these things won't have them. So that's what I can say.
So Laura Maliba, you don't believe that the results are any results that should be contested? They are sacrosanct in themselves?
I've told you that those results are not supposed to be the results as we speak, because collation is over. Declarations have been done. Yes. They say there's a cutlass here. They say they have beaten somebody. They say those things all go to vitiate the results if proven in court, but not if proven in Jim Mensah's court. Do you understand? That's my problem. There can be armor cars. There can be anything. There can be bulldozers at the coalition center, but that must be proven not in Jim Mensah's court, but in the courts of Ghana. That's the point I'm making.
But the declaration is what has been done. Gazetting has not been done. Doesn't the EC also have in its power to right any wrongs that lies within its purview? If there have been any omissions, any mistakes, and it is with